Okay, hi. I wanted to know how practice has turned up since you've gotten to LA. Like, give me an example of like what's increased and gotten better.
Yeah, for me personally, I feel like the level of detail and execution and focus has just went up to a whole level notch, and a little bit of excitement and energy, and just there's good vibrance all around. So it's something you don't really see the sun too much in this time of the year in Michigan. So it's something that's different when you come out here.
Tell me what has been the physicality level, because I know you guys laid off a little bit at home. Has the physicality of practice increased?
I wouldn't say so. I feel like the coaches are trying to do a good job of taking care of our body before this game. It's a long season, so you don't want to burn yourself out, towards these last couple of games.
And then rhythm. Sometimes offenses, you have a long layoff and you kind of lose that rhythm that was clicking at the end of the season. What's happened to the rhythm, and what looks good right now?
I feel like the rhythm's getting better. You have that time off where you don't have games, but you still have practice, and you get to refine the small things and just get a little better. So I feel like our rhythm is going up from there.
You guys feel better? Obviously, the practice schedule changed a little bit this year. Your body's feeling better?
Yeah. I feel like I'm moving a lot better than how I used to, like week 11 or even the Big Ten championship. My legs just feel kind of dead, but having that time off, I feel really good right now. I feel fresh.
Does it feel bigger? Bigger bowl game than obviously the last two playoff games weren't the Rose Bowl. It wasn't Alabama. Does this one feel bigger?
Now that you bring it up, it kind of does. We're playing a very good team. We're a very good team too. And what Mikey said yesterday, I feel like it's going to be like an instant classic. It's just something different about this game.
Do you feel like Alabama's like a true number 4 seed, or you think they're better than a 4 seed?
I don't know about that. I can't answer that one. I'm sorry.
So I don't know if you've heard that some of these Alabama players are only watching iPads with their coaches, for fear that they fall on the wrong hands or anything like that. Like, what do you make of? College football coaches are paranoid. They take lots of steps to make sure that things are in order. But what do you make of your opponent, doing stuff like that before playing you guys?
It's just like a precaution thing. Coach Harbaugh turned our iPads off too. It's just a feeling like coaches trying to protect our players and things like that. When you first see it, you kind of laugh a little bit. It's kind of outrageous that things like that are going on, but you can't really blame what things going on in college football these days.
What do you mean he turned the iPads off?
Like, we don't watch film either anymore, like on our iPads. It's just everything's in the facility or with the team only.
When did that happen?
I think he brought it up in like November or something like that, but then he officially turned it off for everyone yesterday.
One thing that Alabama's defense is known for, the secondary in particular, is making it hard to get off the line of scrimmage, get into your route. They are very physical secondary. What have you seen on film, and how are you preparing for that?
Watching film, I don't really see them like too aggressive at the line of scrimmage. I think they play a really good technique and almost mirror off the line. I think they're really good at keeping DBs on the line, but I don't think physical on the line. And no disrespect to that, I just don't think like two-hand jamming and like jumping on the line is really what they do. I feel like they're just more like.
That's more downfield. Like, they're physical and ride you downfield.
Okay.
Like, that's more downfield. But what have you seen that you're like, okay, we got to be aware of this?
They just mirror very well. They mirror very well. On the third step, they like to shoot their hand. So, I feel like they just have really good technique.
What have you seen about Caleb Downs on film?
He's very physical. That's in my notebook. That's the main thing I talk about. He's willing to come down and boom some shit.
Coach Harbaugh is known for his khakis and cleats on the sidelines. If you were a coach, what would your game day fit be on the sidelines?
Probably like some sweats and just a t-shirt. Try not to overdo it. Feel casual, feel normal, feel warm. Don't want to be too tight, too overdoing it. But I think that's Coach Harbaugh. That's his drip, so that's what he likes.
Thank you.
While we're on the topic of fashion, after the Ohio State game, you made some comment about Louis Vuitton. Did you see Marvin's hat at the Heisman?
No, I didn't.
He had a Louis Vuitton beanie that he wore ahead of it. I didn't know if that was interpreted as a shot at you or Michigan, or what you make of that.
I didn't call out Marv, single him out or anything like that. His media kind of ran with it and took it. It is what it is. I get it. It's my fault for letting him get that opportunity to do that. But fashion and all that, it's all cool. I just when you overdo it and you make that the main thing, then I feel like that becomes a problem.
You thought about your NFL decision coming up after this game at all?
I definitely thought about it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have both options, so it's all on the table. I'm just really focused on these games.
JJ said that the playoff might impact like his decision after the season. Do you kind of see it as the same way?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like in the receiver room, we call these last games a money game. Good team. They got a lot of good DBs, so they're gonna get drafted too. So for both of us, it's really money games.
Roman, 4 extra games beginning next year, the possibility. Do you foresee any guys opting out of that just because of the enhanced possibility of injury?
I definitely hope not. When you commit yourself to a program, you commit yourself to trying to win and not commit yourself trying to go to the NFL or things like that. I would hope players would just want to win something for their team.
Roman, you've actually never kind of been in a position where the game that you're playing in is meaningless since you've been here. You haven't really had a, should I opt out or should I opt not? How kind of different is that? Did you even think when you came to Michigan that, hey, I'm going to be playing in, not going to play in a bowl year 1, but I'll play in the playoff the next 3?
Yeah. It's just something crazy to think about, that all 3 years we're going to be playing meaningful postseason football. You know what I mean? It's not like we're playing in some other bowl game. This really means something. This is giving me an opportunity to work for something that I want, something that's going to be around for the rest of my life, something that in 50 years, I'll come back and see these guys and we'll get together and we'll talk about why this was so meaningful. You know what I mean?
Roman, what have you guys learned from the last 2 years getting to this point and getting over the hump? So I remember asking you guys the same question last year. We learned a lot. We really mean it now. What's the next step? How do you take it?
Yeah, for me, it just comes down to the details, the focus, just giving it all you got. Straining after a play. I don't want to pull up the film after the game and my brother's running with the ball and, I'm just watching him. I better be 100 miles down the field sprinting to go get a block for him, and that's what I want him to do for me when I'm about to make a play.
What does it say about Michigan in college football that you guys have been so resilient? You've been without your head coach for half your games, for whatever the reasons were, but there's been a lot more than that. Why are you guys so resilient?
Coach Herb likes to talk about it like it's a hidden blessing. You never really get a chance to face adversity. Without adversity, you're not really going to grow. You're not going to become something special. So, in my opinion, I feel like all this problems and things going on, it's really a blessing for us. It really has helped this team a lot grow into what we are now.
Is it a blessing when we keep asking about it?
It's all right. It gets a little old every now and then, but it's part of the job too.
On that note, Roman, you've been asked a lot of questions so far. What's one question you wish you would be asked?
I wish I would be asked more about probably how good of a guy Coach Harbaugh is. I feel like I never really got asked that. Does Coach Harbaugh really like his players? Is he really like a team guy? I think he really is. He's he's such a good dude. I went to his house for Christmas, and he's really just a dude. He was in the backyard working on the chicken coop. I've never seen a guy on Christmas just working on his yard or just chilling with his kids. All his kids were back there with him. It's just something I never thought my head coach would be doing that. You know what I mean?
You notice significance to I see the roses on your arm. Do roses hold any importance in your life?
When at a young age growing up, I really liked roses. My dad, for some reason, he always had a bunch of roses in the house, and I just kind of fell in love with them.
Do you feel like there's a difference in the way Harbaugh is portrayed maybe by the media as opposed to the person he is when you're with him?
Sometimes I feel like it's 50-50, where one person may like him, one person may not. But I've only really had good experiences around him.
What exactly was he doing to the chicken coop?
I think he was putting it's not hay, but he was putting stuff in there, and the chickens were laying eggs and things like that. So it was kind of crazy.
For those of you that any thought to, given all that, this might be it for him. He could win a championship and walk off, or not win a championship and walk off.
Yeah, there's a question you get every year,
right,
if he's going to leave. I don't know. I think only he knows, and I think he wants to. I think he wants to come back. I can't read his mind, but whatever he decides to do, that's his decision.
Did anybody ask him at the Christmas gathering? Hints at it?
No, it was just me, him, and his family there. So
Oh, just you?
Yeah, I mean he invited me and Donovan Edwards were invited, but Donovan was busy, so I just ended up going by myself.
For those who made up their mind maybe about Harbaugh, what kind of person would you say that he actually is off camera individually?
I mean he's just a kid for real, like just out there having fun, acting like one of us, cracking jokes with us, and just being a dude at the end of the day. Like he's really just one of us. He's not above the pedestal. I feel like he interacts with people like fans and people like that in the facility better than anyone I've ever seen. He really cares about his players and his friends and his family, and even like the fans more than anyone I know.
What did Coach Moore